The ComicsGate Whisper Network, everybody. It's really funny stuff. They have a few DM groups, and if you don't know, Ethan Van Sciver runs things as a weird little structured DM group. And this goes all the way back to War Campaign, which was his personal army back in the day that he actually sicked on people to try to harass them off the internet or whatever and create drama and the like so that he could run his streams. Well, he still does this. He's just not with that group anymore. His group is just called ComicsGate now, where it's really sad that that's what he turned ComicsGate into, his personal little sycophant army. And that's what they are. Everybody's got this little cloud structure where they're expecting him to help sell their books on their little stream programs. Mandy Summers, one of those who actually benefited from that over the years. And I was always extremely nice to her. So this is disappointing to see her go out and do this virtue signal like this to try to stay with that sinking ship. It just shows just how there's really no morals, there's no anything involved in that. And they just, if you're on the approved team, you get on the streams, and then they support your projects. They don't care. Nobody reads comics out of this whole group. And then if you're not on the approved team, you get blacklisted from all that, and then you get smack talked on everything all the time. And this is just a sad thing that's going on right here. Now, I have a lot of information on what's gone on with Mandy Summers in the years. I've stayed out of it. I stay out of the personal stuff because I just find that stuff distasteful. And, of course, we are about a movement that's about actual comic books, and we're building something different and new. So we're not going to get into that, but we are going to get into what's happening here and why it's happening in the context of ComicsGate and the crowdfunding and what they're doing and just how this Whisper Network works. Because what she posted is absolutely a complete lie, which is unfortunate. And we will get into this in just a moment. So like I said, we're about comics here, and where ComicsGate failed is they were not about comics. They were about their drama live streams, the trash cast, and all that stuff, and then building this just like streamer network on blood sports, right? And so that is something that, of course, hindered a comic book movement, which was all about like removing the Whisper Network. Marvel and DC, if you watch my videos, go back and watch my videos over the weekend, is a nasty Whisper Network of politics. And they cancel people. They try to destroy people's careers. They did it to an Argentinian comic creator who's just this no-name indie guy over the weekend. It was heralded by people at Marvel and DC. It was disgusting what happened over the weekend right there. But ComicsGate actually is much the same thing. It's just a smaller little network of a few creators who are former Marvel and DC. That's probably where they got their ideas on how to run this type of stuff from. And they do the same nasty personal stuff where they just are hateful. They're angry. They just, again, their audience doesn't care about or read comics. And they don't really make particularly good comics over there either. And so we meant to, when we started, of course, back in the day, rebelling against Marvel and DC with your boy Zach and the like, the whole promise was that we were going to make comics and we were going to be about comics and we were going to make comics great again. And it was going to do things differently because, of course, the entire industry was a leftist identity politics sort of thing. Now, what happened was there were no like formal sort of like, here's the values we have. And if you don't have formal values, it always descends into the same nonsense as the evil left SJW ways of doing things. And so we are establishing formal values. One, conservative Christians are what we're promoting, and that's what we're trying to do. I hire a lot of different conservative Christian artists and the like, promote a lot of different conservative Christian people through my Fandom Pulse Substack and the like. I'm glad you guys are here and finding us. This is the real movement where we're doing things, and we're about comics first. This is the JDA Talks Comics channel, and all I do is make comics on a regular basis here. This is my Substack, and what I found in this whole deal is that webcomics is a lot more of a healthy environment than mainstream comics, which are trying to just, this 24-hour variant cover, the 1 in 1,000 variant cover. You know, they're trying to gimmick you into FOMO of buying things and consuming and not actually reading. And that's the main problem with the industry. And, of course, that's a big perpetual cycle. So my counter to that is to get you to actually read. And if the webcomics prove anything, which are big, by the way, Marvel's even getting now on top us, and I'm sorry, Webtoon, DC's on Webtoon, IDW's on Webtoon. Everybody's moving to webcomics because they know this whole model is just sunk, and they're trying to capture that demographic. Now, I'm on Substack because it's a good free speech platform, and that's what I really, really like. And Substack also has a model where you can subscribe, and that's very good that it has it built in, because most of these webcomics make a lot of money off of their Patreons. And what people do is they get really into the creator and want to patronize that creator and support the creator in all the art that they make. And so they subscribe to their Patreon. You know, it's like $3 or $5 or $7 or $10 a month, really nice. And with that, the creator can then use funds to make comics, make books, make different kinds of art. If you go to my Subscribestar, which is not just comic oriented, I also have books, and I also have like AI music that I make as well, based on my lyrics and the like. And so I'm doing a lot of cool stuff because I'm a real artist first, and that's how I spend my time, is really working on different books and projects. That's why I don't stream, if you noticed. So this is my Flying Spark Substack. So you can, or actually just full comics Substack, and you can read it one day at a time. I'm posting up new pages every single day for you to check out, and you can get in on that right here. Something happened with page 4 yesterday. I don't know what happened when I uploaded, but I'll have to check that out. Now, there are exclusives as well, because I make it valuable for everybody. There's 2 different comics that are only exclusives to my subscriptions. And so if you get on one of these subscriptions, Subscribestar or Substack, this is a way to go. So please get on here. Just sign up and you get free comics. If you want to do a paid subscription and actually support real comics and support real creators who are actually doing the work, who actually have the values, who are building something that's amazing, get on here as well. And thank you for the 1,000 people who have signed up already. You're amazing. This is great. I'm glad Flying Sparks just keeps going, because this is such a great series. And it just blows all these guys' works away, which is why they, of course, get so mad all the time. So sign up in the description below. If you do want physical books, I have a store. You saw the button there. And here is all my physical books. You can get them at any time. I don't do the FOMO marketing. I just make you readers. And that's why we are having a healthier community by far than these people have. These people, again, are just about hating the other. And like I said, Mandy Summers was under quite the attack. Yeah, there's lots of personal stuff. I'm not going to get into it. I defended her because I was like, you know what? She's always been cool. And that was the case. Like, I'd been on streams, she'd have me on stream, we'd talk, sell my books, and it was fun. And of course, now, that I'm persona non grata with the Ethan Van Sciver, there's been a sort of network wide thing where they demanded everybody in ComicsGate block me on X. It's pretty funny. Follow me on X if you don't, by the way. Because I like connecting with everybody, and that's a good place to chat. But as you can see, I got blocked here. Never said anything negative or anything like that. Didn't even know what was going on. I'm like, what's going on here? Well, John Malin did a stream where he called on ComicsGate to block me, and this is where the Whisper Network goes around. They have DM groups where they just whine about me with each other. And like I said at the beginning of this video, Ethan Van Sciver tiers these DM groups too. So the War Campaign Personal Army used to have like their open Discord, and we have a Discord server, and actually make fun of it. In my Discord server, because they have a group called the Elevated, and the Elevated, you had to jump through hoops and be a bigger part of War Campaign, and you'd get into a different, more secretive Discord server. For my Elevated, all you have to do is say, hey, I'm interested in your books, and reviewing your books and stuff, and I actually give free books to the Elevated people, so it's a good deal. But we just make fun of it, like I said. And then they had a secret Discord on top of that where you'd have to actually send, this is what we were told, dick pictures to the guy who was in charge so that he could blackmail you, so that you would have absolute loyalty to him and therefore absolute loyalty to Ethan and his causes. Really gay. And so this is the type of creepy stuff that gets done all the time. There's a lot of allegations about Mandy and similar sort of tactics that are going on there with these like kind of blackmail things. But I'm not going to get into that because it's just stuff that's gossip and it's not good. But that's what they build. And so Ethan also has DM groups on Twitter, which are tiered sort of DM groups for his different, priorities for shows. There's the general ComicsGate one, which everybody gets into, and you get you get kind of the low-level losers like Liam Gray and B.A. Turner and that. And then you have like the ones that are the kings, right? And then Mandy's in, of course, all of the top-tier ones because she's got Dale Keown and Shane Davis. I don't know what's going on there. but she's got them just completely on a chain, and that's what it is. So I said here, I was always nice to Mandy, which I was. She blocked me the second she got orders from the Kangs, which is when John Malin made his call. Total fake and phony. And here's the thing that's interesting about what she's done online. She doesn't actually write her books. A lot of her creations that have come out there are actually done by different artists or different writers who came in and just didn't have a way to sell things. She slaps her name on it and then goes out there and pushes it. The pirate one specifically was one that I was told was like that, and so she's built this whole thing just based on people simping for her, not actually reading books, as we well know. And so that's what's happened over the years. A lot of them now actually are not even delivered. It's the same ComicsGate scam, right? Where here's my book from 3 years ago, and guess what? It's not even out yet, even though it's 48 pages. It's just because of the quality, guys. And that's what's happening on that level. And so you can see all the comments. It gets crazy, as usual, from JDA. 100% BS. I blocked him because he wouldn't stop asking to come on my channel for promotion at the same time he was attacking Shane and Yanzi. I never said a word about Yanzi, and actually hadn't said a word about Shane until recently either. So this is a abject lie. She blocked me immediately after John Malin made the call and had their little whisper network make sure everybody blocked me. And I can show you that that's the case too. If you go to John Malin, here's this. Here's the block. Okay, yeah, Ethan Van Sciver. Okay, and you get there's the block, Shane Davis, and then you get. Here's the block. Yeah, there were orders that came down from their Discord and from actually that live stream that they were all to block me on this level. Pretty funny stuff. And so Mandy was under those orders because I have asked Mandy to come on the show, but like last year sometime. I haven't crowdfunded anything since November last year. So I wasn't even talking about Shane or anybody at that point. So this is a complete lie. And then of course I write my own books. I'm flattered they're so good you don't think I do. I've not read a single of Mandy's books, so I can't speak to any of the quality. But I know, I mean, she's probably written some. I'm pretty sure she wrote Wart the Wizard. And like I said, the pirate book was somebody else's concept and deal, from my understanding that I was told. And so that one was not her book, and I'm pretty sure that that's the case for a lot of these. Now, I asked my artist, also asked Mark Polton. I write everything panel by panel. Got a new comic coming with a legendary artist suit. You should blog about it. That's pretty funny. Probably not, Mandy. I'm not going to promote the degeneracy that's going on in ComicsGate, but I appreciate that you want my promotion. And if you apologize and unblock me, we can talk because I like to promote indie comics. But here it is. There's no point in trying to set the record straight with JDA. He's a known liar. You see, they just call names. Known liar. Peter Gilmore's another one that like totally friendly, and I never said a bad word about. He's actually a good artist, and I see him positive. And again, got the order to block. There was an order that went down. So full of BS. He made his own website to pretend to be a journalist because nobody wanted to employ him anymore. Nothing about him is honest or trustworthy. Now, that's pretty funny, and there's lore on this. Is in 2023, I quit Bounding Into Comics because they censored one of my articles on the mainstream comic industry. And I was writing about, of course, the Whisper Network inside the mainstream comic industry, and they didn't want to publish it because they went a different direction. Now, Bounding Into Comics since then has collapsed in views because they don't publish anything of interest anymore. They used to be culture war-oriented, and as you can see, it's Kaiju History. Here are 10 underrated 6 best JRPGs. They don't really have any real content on their site. So what I did was I started Fandom Pulse at the time, and I have a bunch of stuff here talking about the culture war and different things right here. The Hugo Awards, Eternaut's a really good series. I watched this last night, so I reviewed it. And then Ian McKellen confirms Frodo, Lord of the Rings stuff. Luke McFarlane developing disordered LGBTQ Christmas propaganda movie. This came from John Trent. He was the founder of Bounding Into Comics, and note he writes for my website now because he also was censored. He left the company because the corporation there was demanding he not cover LGBTQ propaganda anymore. And he didn't want to be involved in that. That's a big deal. And so I left as well. They actually offered me to set this record straight that nobody wanted to employ him anymore. They offered me a salary to promote me when I quit, which is it was $1,250 a month to write one article a day, 5 days a week. That's not, if I would have taken that, I would have been in a lot more profitable of position, believe it or not. So, but yes, I didn't because I have my values and I want to write about what's real and I care about the culture war for real. By the way, and I was while I started Phantom Pulse, I was writing for PJ Media, a conservative think tank group, which is this site right here. And they're a great site. I'm still friends with these folk. They're pure politics, right? And you can see pure politics pretty much is what goes on down here. That not so much my interest. So I was writing for them, and they paid me to write, and it was great. Still have a great relationship with the editor and the like. And I just wanted to focus on Phantom Pulse and my YouTube channel on this. So again, they just make up this lie about my entire existence here. I've never talked to Peter Gilmore. I mean, my gosh. I mean, it's like the only times I've ever talked to him were about art and stuff like that. So this is completely just like an operation from a Discord or DM group. Right here where he just calls names, right? And look at he gets the likes from the people. Commie Mark's another one who's part of this, and he made a weird video about me. Look at the name calling. He's a weasel. Anybody who listens to JDA needs a psych evaluation. Another loser lady, Mandy. Queen. Can you imagine calling somebody Lady Mandy and a queen? Oh, no. Oh, no. We know what's going on here. It's not about comics, my friends. Does his buddy Eric July write all the comics? Ooh, wow. Eric actually puts the name of the writer on the books that he publishes, Vincenzo. Nice try there. JDA's narcissistic and self-absorbed lying failure. This doesn't have to do with me. Very weird. He needs to be carpet bombed. They're calling for my death. Like crazy. This is how crazy ComicsGate is. Never back down from these scum. Stop giving him air. I mean, they're angry people. And as you can see, it's just about this like celebrity cult worship. And it's not about comics. And that's the entire reason that everybody gets away from this sort of system right here. So that's the truth about that, my friends. And so that's what I've heard. And Mandy, you could refute this if you want. But it was my understanding that of course, even Peter Gilmore, who works with Mandy, writes his own books. And then Mandy slaps her names on them. You guys can, but that's what I've heard. Sorry if you don't like that, but it clearly got under their skin right there. And very sad that of course, there's this whole blockchain because these guys are such, cowards that they block everybody who disagrees with them. It's a lot like Blue Sky, isn't it? It's a lot like the left. And that's exactly why we're fighting in a different space now. So guys, get on the Substack. This is about comics. Read the comics today. It's so important. I really appreciate you being here. Grab my stuff from my web store. Join my Discord community. We are doing such good work here, and we're building a new comic movement that's really based on comics and good stuff. And I appreciate you being here. We'll be back soon.